Hi, this is Kendall Hesser, and I'm doing a review of the reading for week 2. So I'll start with Hardcastle Chapter 2, which is about theory-based, model-based community practice. So first, Hardcastle gives an overview of different theories that can be applied to macro practice. The first is systems theory, which says that people, organizations, and groups are all systems which influence each other. Most social services are open, which means they're influenced by other systems, but striving for closure, which would make them free of outside influence. The next theory is social learning theory, in which behavior is learned during interactions with people and environment. Cues lead to cognitions, which lead to consequences. Hardcastle also discusses in this section learned helplessness, which is a state of mind which results from repeated failure to have influence over circumstances. The next theory is reality construction. Reality construction is the understanding of events and objects in daily life which come through social processes. Symbols, such as language, are good examples of these constructions. The next theory is social exchange and power. Exchange is the process of obtaining something by offering something valued by another party. Hardcastle discusses different strategies for power balancing, which are used to bring out more favorable exchanges by different parties. These include competition, reevaluation, reciprocity, coalition, and coercion. Coercion is actually the only not professionally acceptable strategy of power balance. The next theory is interorganizational theory. Every organization is embedded in a larger network or group and organization that it must relate to. Each organization has a domain, which is its sphere of operation. And finally, the last theory that is discussed in this chapter is conflict theory. This theory is influenced by Marx and Dahrendorf, who say that social systems are dynamic entities and that conflict is a pervasive feature of society. Next in the chapter, Hardcastle discusses different frameworks that can be used in social services and community practice, which include motivational theory, ecological theory, critical theory, feminist social theory, and chaos theory. Next, Hardcastle talks about the field of action in community practice. Community practice is a series of interventions that take place in a field of action or exchange. It includes individuals, groups, organizations, and organizational subunits, the main elements that these members exchange, and the influential aspects of relationships among the members. Some traditional models of community organization include the classical conceptual theme by Rothman, and a variation of that by Jeffries, which is called the related community intervention model. Finally, Hardcastle discusses some uses and limitations on theories and models. Ideology is inherent in social sciences and their theories and constructs of reality, and he advises us that a community practitioner's task is to help the client establish new community interactions and construct new realities with new meanings. All right, and now I'm back for just a quick review of the Brueggemann reading because we're running out of time. But the Brueggemann reading is a history and context for community practice in North America, and it starts with pre-professional community work from 1800 to 1865, and that was actually led by the Dutch Reformed Church. It was the first community-based welfare, a voluntary collection distributed amongst the poor. And the next era came in the era of community social work from 1865 to 1915, which comprised the Reconstruction and Progressive eras, with action spurred by the presence of monopolies and growing wealth inequality. Skipping ahead to 1918 through 1914 was the interregnum between the wars. And it had social policies a lot in the 1930s, like the Social Security Act and the foundation of the welfare state. From 1940 to 1970, we also saw a lot from conservatism to tumult with community planning, community development, community organizing, the Industrial Areas Foundation, civil rights organizing, labor organizing, etc., etc. And finally, the most recent one from 1970 to 2010 was the role of community in the emerging postmodern era. and the unique feature of this era was the increasing importance of community as a structure and tool of society building. There is a lot more to it, but I'm running out of time, so we will talk about it in class.